What do you see? What do you see?
Angel.
Huh?
No.
Do you see a man and a woman?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not a woman.
She got some strong ass arms.
This is a man. So
She got some
in this
strong ass
culture-
arms.
In this culture, all men have a high status for women. This is not a culture. This is a culture of warriors. Women are needed just to give birth, right? They may have a few queens, but largely men had much more status than women. So you would see a king with his eunuch,
Oh, his eunuch. Oh,
male slave,
that's his male.
in a skirt, right?
Oh.
And they have, in this time period, they have same-sex relationships.
Fringes. See, fringes, Rocky, fringes.
Oh, fringes.
Oh, yeah. See, that's,
Look at the curly beard. 'Cause some people like to describe this as 4C kind of hair.
they got me.
Not.
As a Negro,
You see this?
Because
It's
what
fine.
they showed me wasn't actually the people taken away. I didn't know that Nubians was in there. Lakeisha.
Oh, yeah.
You talking about the
That's
Lakeisha?
how they got. I think Garfield. Yeah, that's how they tricked me on that one. they got a good one over there on that one. They got me good.
Now, here is a masterpiece of this section. You want to take a quick look?
Oh yeah, I'm just taking a snapshot. Shh.
So this is a masterpiece because these people knew about Nubians. And so this is a Nubian in their land, in the Assyrian land, because they know of the conflicts. Remember the Assyrians attacked, was the conflict with the Nubians. And so this is not an Egyptian, this is a Nubian, right? Now they say that the Nubians conquered Egypt or came from the south, right? But the more important thing is that this is in the Assyrian world, they knew about the different groups of people in the Nile Valley. And he comes to the Nile Valley with his sacred animals. He comes to Assyria with his sacred animal. So this is found in the treasures of Assyria. This is not found in Africa. It's found in the treasures of Assyria. That's why it's in this section.
Oh, so he was a Nubian in Assyria.
Yeah, but there were there were captives, there were lots of things going on. There was trade. The important thing is that there was trade, there was human communication.
Right here we got the wing bull. Is it these the wing bulls right here?
So I can't pronounce his name. Ashener. What's the
Cernapal?
yeah, so it's either and then it's Tiglath-Pileser. So he's fired up for his debate. So he knows all these names.
The shit, I tell you, 2 years ago, he would have whooped my ass. I tell you that, though. We had that debate 3 years ago. He definitely whooped my ass.
That was 2 years ago.
So they closed off the Near East.
Yeah, I was going to show you. I was going to start with the Hebrews.
No, we already showed the Hebrews already. That little section that he showed, that's there.
Right, but the expansive collection was in here. But they closed it up. Huh?
I thought we were going to see a little more before we get into the Greeks.
We were. It's closed. What's the thing?
So what was over there?
I'm paying attention. I'm afraid
Huh?
it was just the thing.
I'm trying. In Roman art. Now it's funny. This is actually in Roman art. This so-called. Do you think that's a cross in Roman art, Garfield? Do you think that they're walking around in Rome with crosses?
No.
Is that a Christian cross?
No.
Well, look at the time period too.
Right. So the fact of the matter, is that a Christian cross right there? What's this thing right here? Can you identify it? What does this say?
It's a cross pin. Gold cross pin.
Right. A wealthy person, a member of a clergy, may have had this elegant cross in this particular period when they became, when the Byzantines became Christian. All right.
So there are crosses, but there it depends on the time period that they were.
That's correct. So we got. That's why I had to mark. Look at the time period. So 500, right, is 500 years later, so it's in the late visit time. But let me show you something. Let's go to the first century. You want to go to the first century?
Sure.
Let's go to the first.
As long as I'm not held accountable.
Watch this. Now, this is under the stairway, so this is a secret chamber, right? So now,
Byzantine Egypt. I'm sorry, man.
and guess where we are? Come this way, come this way, come this way, come this way, come this way.
Sorry.
Come this way. Guess where we are? We're in Africa. We're in Africa. We're in Saqqara, right? We're in Saqqara right here. We're in Egypt. This is first century Christianity in Egypt, right? Okay. Now, come over here. 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 We're in Egypt now, right? But guess what? Yes, this is written in Coptic, which is the last language of the ancient Egyptians. But all they're doing is using Coptic as a conduit, right? And writing the story. But guess what? They already have a story. They already have a story and they're writing in this time period. Get a date on that. Get on the date on the Coptic.
On the Coptic, I see Astrakhan.
Astrakhan, so this is on pottery shards.
Constantinople, let's see. Text, it's about 496 to 511. Here.
This is 586.40. So some of the early pieces are not here, but 508. But did you see how primitive Christianity still is in this time period?
They have biblical text here too. They have Job and Isaiah.
On the pottery charge?
Yeah, over here, over this way. Let me get out of your way. So they wrote a lot of biblical manuscripts in Egypt.
Right.
On papyrus.
But they used Egypt as a place, but can we say, where can we say except for using the pottery and that it's in Egypt, what can we say is majorly ancient Egyptian? You still see the cross. They have a culture already. So here's some of the artifacts in this period, right? I'm looking for heavily influenced ancient Egypt. That's what I'm looking for. To make the point that it was stolen from Egypt. Now we're right in Egypt right now. You can see it right now, right? This is the ministry of Epiphanes, right? It says located far to the south of Egypt, Thebes remains the monastery of Epiphanes, excavated between 1911. Right, the monastery is named after the Saint Epiphanes the Holy, who lived about the year 600, took up residence in the 11th dynasty tomb. So you see what's happening here?
Yeah.
They are taking their churches in dynastic tombs and building their churches out of it. So they would take an Egyptian tomb, Egyptian place, and build their church in it. Besides doing that is what they're doing is they're not taking Egyptian faith. They're just taking the temple and building their system within it, right? So, but when we have these conversations, no one talks about what's happening here, but they want to say that Christianity was stolen. No, Christianity is actually invading Egypt. It's already created. It's invading Egypt, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to read the Santa Claus story and all those type of stories right there, you get a romanticism. This is Saqqara, right? This is one of the places of the pyramids, right? Saqqara. This is the step pyramid. The so-called Christians have invaded Saqqara. Saqqara didn't invade Christianity. Christianity invaded Saqqara. You can read it for yourself. I don't want to lie to you. This is what a museum says. The museum gives you a truer picture other than what the Bible and the Hebrew teachers teach, and even the Comedics teach. Christianity invaded Egypt. Egypt, to say it was stolen from Egypt. No, Egypt was invaded, right? And being invaded, it means they put their center there, and they acquired iconography, but their system was already in place when they invaded. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay. What, if you notice, is Hellenistic more so than it is ancient Egypt, and it's in ancient Egypt. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's in ancient Egypt. It's in Egypt, but it's you can see the Greek and the Roman influence in there. So I wanted to take you here in the world where the Bible was first being printed. So this is the period where the Bible is first being printed in Europe, right? And so we're going to see handwritten Bibles, and we're going to see printed Bibles, right? I'm giving you a feel of the world of Christianity instead of this fake world that we create when we debate sometimes, or when people want to talk about. Because if you want Christianity and you want the Hebrew Bible, well, take all of this, because all of this shit comes with it. All of it comes with it, right? If you want what you believe. But the fact of the matter is, what you believe is only what you believe, because it's really not in history. So again, if you want to, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, damn. I'm so sorry.
So you have to be careful. Okay. So this is where, in these particular, this is in 1294. So this is before the African slave trade, right? This is their concepts of Christianity. So we get at least to see a Bible here before the slave trade, right?
What language is that written in?
Huh?
What language is that written in?
It should be it could be Aramaic or
Austrian or
Germany,
Franconian?
Germany.
It looks Aramaic.
German. A lot of so look at some of the other prayers. Some of them are Aramaic. Some of them are.
I'm so honored.
There's only a few Hebrew texts. Okay, so this Christ enthroned between Saints Peter and Paul. The carving shows Christ flanked by Saints Peter and Paul, reuses an ivory plaque that may have once served as a furniture mount originally carved in Egypt. Okay, so what? It was originally carved in Egypt, but it's not ancient Egypt iconography. It's a whole nother culture in Egypt. Christianity invaded places, but we're getting a chance to look at some of the first printed books. Okay, so let's. Usually that happens with ancient Egyptian art, but. Okay, so there's Italian Renaissance and there's European decorative arts. I gotta get this straight. Okay, so is this Horace and Mary, or is this another culture? It's another culture. Now the iconography, they might compare some of this to other cultures, but whose culture is this? It's their culture. It's a separate culture that you can use in your culture any iconography that you want. All right, here's another one. Here's one. When you see the real artifacts, you're going to have to fight real hard to show that there's any ancient Egyptian influence. When you actually see Christianity in the period prior to our enslavement, right, from the European perspective and from the Roman perspective, you're going to have to fight really hard. So I have to ask, do those people actually believe the text that they're reading, right? When they're writing, when they're reading the text on Joseph and Egypt and stuff like that, why are they making it a bigger deal than when it's actually happening in the periods where Christianity is in Europe? I don't get it and I don't understand. Well, come on, let's go. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of the iconography of the medieval and Middle Age Christian icons. I want to show you what the real artifacts actually look like. And so my point of it is just having a mother and a child. Is that concept itself stolen from ancient Egyptian, or is that a concept of all mothers and their child, right? So to attribute that just to Egypt and to say that they stole it from the Horus and Isis concept, or Set and Horus, is ludicrous, because that means who did they steal it from? Who did Set and Horus steal it from? Right? Meaning this is just part of humanity, and this is a very precious concept, right? In anybody's culture. Is this piece stolen from Egypt? So I don't know if that's Jesus and his mother Mary, and another picture of Jesus in heaven. But this is what the Europeans actually believed.
Yeah, this is actually what I said on accident earlier.
So when you actually begin to look at what Christians believe, it's a separate culture.
I like that hat up there, you know. Oh, it's a Canaanite hat.
It's a red pill and blue pill that were enslaved, right? And those Africans that survived. So we're gonna take a little break from this argument of this debate, which you already see if you look at the iconography and you look at where Christianity was born from, and that it's a very mixed culture born from a lot of places, right? We're gonna take a break because Christianity was invaded in our minds. We were enslaved. And so we're going to go into an exhibit of enslaved Africans. And we're going to pay homage to our survival just for a few moments. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So it's really quick. It's not that big. It's really, really important exhibit. This is the female ruler of Hatshepsut. These are not men. This is a woman in various kind of motifs, costumes, but she is a ruler. She's acting as a king, so she's shown to the people as a king. But this is a woman. But there are pieces over there that you can see visibly that she's a woman. But she has to rule like a man, right? As far as imagery is concerned, right? Except over here. Except over here, in this particular piece, it says that she is the daughter of Ra, the shot Ra. So we know that she is a woman.